What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, combat games from tabletop to video games, and today we have a very toxic deck that we're going to review. And no, it's not our usual Lopmon deck. This one is so much more savage. Like, this is insane, especially for recovery. If you just want to troll everyone at your locals, this is the ideal deck for you. So definitely it's just recovery, blowing up just repeatedly. It's actually pretty insane and it's quite fun to play, but not to play again. So definitely if you don't want to be hated by your community, don't play this deck. But if you just want to play for fun or just to troll for like one-time use, you could definitely do so. I'm planning of doing this for tomorrow's tournament. Play this, hopefully maybe even record some matches so you guys can actually see this deck in action. But yeah, we're going to start with the main deck because the Digi Egg part will kind of spoil a lot of our cool combos that we have in this deck and why this build is actually quite unique. But first, friendly reminder to like and subscribe because it does help the channel a lot. But also, we're doing an affiliation with Red Riot Games, so for all your TCG products, definitely check the affiliation link that's in the description down below if you guys want to purchase TCG products, and if you want to help the channel as well, definitely click on that link. So with that being said, let's get started. So we are still playing the 4 Lopmon because obvious reason, recovery, really good, and also the suit with the draw power is just amazing. So definitely we're still taking this route. I do really like it. I haven't seen any big issues of doing this, so keeping it. We did cut down on this Lopmon to 2 because yeah, you know what, it's quite good for the look at the top card of your security for how do I say, follow-up plays as well. But also if you do take the card, at least you could draw one as well. And you do recover quite a bit. And it kind of fixes your security to actually be only the options or Tamer cards that you want, or even the Digimon that you want. Then we have our hybrids, which is, well, we're maxing out on the hybrids. So we do have 4 of each one and then Jet Selfie at 1. So I want to just scroll down to the Spice, which is Gatekeeper at 4. Yeah, we are actually playing Gatekeeper. Now, some of you are like thinking, wait, does that mean that we're playing? Yeah, we are playing 4 Mother D Reaper as a Digi Eggs. Now, the reason why we're doing so, now, even though we're not doing, by the way, we're not playing any searchers or anything like that, so we don't really care about the security attack -1. All what we care about is the play this card without battling in the security, okay? And recover on play if we have a Mother D Reaper in play. That's the only 2 effects that we actually care about, because now, if this isn't a security, we get to play, recover, and we have a 10,000 DP beat stick that we could just swing and do a lot more combos as well. And it's not even that bad if we actually just hard play ourselves, because we have a few things to actually gain memory. So we could actually do it for a little bit less than 11. So it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely a really strong card, especially that we could repeat this process. There was some games that I actually had 4 Gatekeeper out just because how the deck is played and how it just focuses on fixing a security to our ideal security pile that we want. So that is one of the spicy techs that we have in this deck, and it's very easy to actually put it back into our security as well. So we are going to check the other hybrid. So we are playing 4 Zephymon as well, and then we have the 1 Jet Selfie. I did cut down the hybrids to, I think it was like 3 each of the level 4s, but then I wasn't seeing them as much, so maxing out of them is probably the best because we are able to actually get our cards from a security to our hand, so it's not the end of the world. And there was a lot of times that we were kind of short on dealing that 1 security check, because this deck does a lot of small pokes just so we could accumulate and gain security. So that's how we get the advantage of beating our opponents, and also why we actually have always more security than our opponent. So now we're going to go for the Tamer. So we're playing 4 TKs. Definitely mandatories for this deck to play 4 because you're always fixing your security pile, and TK definitely helps a lot. The only downside is TK can also make you lose. So if you only have 2 securities and TK is the top one and the bottom one is a purple card and your opponent attacks, yeah, TK could actually make you lose very easily at the same time. So sometimes you might actually have to use TK to get TK so you're not in that specific situation, because then you just lose. So be very careful with your TKs. Then we have 4 Karis because we just love passing our opponent's turn. As soon as our opponent swings 1, we'll just check all of them and it's our turn again. We do have 3 Mimis, which I'm kind of debating of switching. So we could actually switch the 3 Mimis maybe for TK and Kari. So the only issue with TK and Kari is that a lot of times we always have more security than our opponent. So we might not be getting that 2 extra security with TK and Kari. While Mimi, there's actually a lot of use for our option cards, or also if our opponent plays option cards, we could pass the turn as well. So there's been a little bit of debate. I have to test really more, but if I were to switch something out, it would be most likely Mimi. I'm just not too sure what it might be for. I have some ideas of other cards to actually switch Mimi out for, but it's not really 100% I would do so. So at the moment, I'm leaving the Mimi at 3 in the deck. Okay, then we have our 3 suits. Yes, we cut it down. So the reason why we had to cut this down, okay, is because the start of turn draw is mandatory. So this actually can cause you to deck out, not the security recovering, this card. Because if you have multiple of it on the board, you have to draw for each one. So if you have 2, that means for your draw, you're drawing 3. And then plus with the recovery and everything as well, and Digivolution with your hybrids, you could deck out really fast and mostly cause because of this. So early games, it's very nice to have. But that's why I always use my hybrids to Digivolve over these, so I don't get that draw power anymore, because we are going to lose if you keep all your shoes up and you just keep on drawing like 3 cards every single time. So cut it down to 3. Think it's good ratio. Then we do have 2 Zoris. I don't see a reason to play more Zoris than 2, because we do have a lot of recovery. And for the hybrids, it's not that bad. So I think keeping this at 2 is quite good. Then we do have 2 Karis, which I kind of wish I could play more, but it's not that good to actually play more wise. So like, you definitely use the effect times to time for the suspended to gain 1 memory, especially with Gatekeeper. You can actually do that as well. I don't know. 2 is definitely good. I would always play 2 or maybe more. I haven't really decided yet. Right now it seems fine at 2, but I wouldn't mind actually playing this at 3. So then we have the option cards. As you can see, we are playing 4 Wyvern's Breath. Definitely mandatory, because this is just heavy option card, just getting rid of everything. So this is really good. And also for the stuff that can't be DP reduced, we also have Chaos Degrade, so very good. And also, this is one of the reasons why we're actually playing Gatekeeper, was to get the securities out. And also, if we're against War Greymon and they play the War Greymon that we can't use our option cards, at least we could use Gatekeeper to do the recovery. So very good. So then we have 2 shorts. I would love to actually play 3 shorts. I just have to figure out for room and space. Maybe if I switch like Mimi, like take 1 Mimi out for another Kari, take another Mimi out for shorts, figure something out. That could be also an idea play to do, so it wouldn't be that bad. Still deciding, but definitely 2 or 3 shorts is good, because for those decks that have like the rush and everything, or like the rookies that they're just spamming, this definitely takes care of the whole board. So very nice. And then we have last 2. So we do have 2 tactical retreat, because if it's inner security, we get to recover no matter what. And we also have the one that we place a Digimon, so we could actually place our Gatekeeper on top of a security stack, so that is quite good. This was Lopmon, but Lopmon wasn't to be that good, because a lot of times We didn't. You have to have specifically 3 or less security to use Lopmon, so that is a bit of an issue. But also, it's definitely a dead card in hand if you end up drawing into it. While this is just good wherever it is. If it's in your hand, if it's in your security, you can benefit from this a lot. With the Mimi plays, it's not that bad. If you have multiple Mimis, you could use it and gain memory. And then if you have the Kari, that actually gains memory. If your security increase, you could tap those as well, so you could actually gain quite a bit of memory with this card depending what tamers you have. So it's definitely a really good card to have. Then finally we have reinforcement memory boost, because obviously this card is just amazing. This is the main reason why it's put to 1. It's just you get to recover, get a card as well, and then follow up turn, gain 3 memory as well if you want to use it. So this also helps with the gatekeeper of the gaining the memory or even placing them on top of the deck. So it's very good card to definitely have. And also kind of wish that we could play more, but it would be a bit too broken. And that's it for a deck profile. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And also don't forget to check out Red Riot Games. I put the affiliation link down below. It really helps the channel a lot as well. And if you want a sneak peek at future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.